I'm the young man that Apostle shared his story at 23, who is training presidents. And I came to share the story and give God thanks. I began listening to Apostle at 16, small clips on TikTok. And so at first, it was just more of inspiring. So every day I would listen to clips. I was still in high school. And then when I began to pay attention to different messages on honor, messages on wisdom, they began to inspire me into action. And some of these messages now came as lessons. I began to transfer them as books. And so at 19, I wrote my first book. And after releasing this first book, it now started opening for me doors. The messages of Apostle started teaching me how to approach people. I went and approached my first mentor, PLO Lumumba, to train me in public speaking. By listening to those messages, I learned how to talk to great people. I learned how to package myself. And I began to see myself beyond my age. And so at that moment, I began to dress differently. I began to package and position myself on social media. By the time I was 20, I opened the first company. And I started employing the young people in Kenya. We did our first event, and I invited my father, Rev. Julian Kiula. And I remember, because of listening to Apostle's messages, it provoked my faith. I gathered 3,000 young people for a public speaking summit just because of that faith. And for me, I can say, my testimony might not be healing in terms of my feet or my hands, but the clutches of the mind. The clutches of the mind. That I stopped seeing myself as a young person. I stopped seeing myself just as an African. I began to see myself as someone who can do things, who can make action. And also it imparted on me such a grace that I was not giving up in life. I went to 7 high schools, suspended and expelled. I got a child at 18, but I never gave up. Because there is something that those sermons used to do to me. That any time I will be tired, there is something that will be sparked in me. And that thing will tell me, no, don't stop, keep going. By the time I got to 22, that's the first time I got an opportunity to train a political leader in Kenya. And I got access to the presidential office, trained one of the family members. And I got my first car from a fan on TikTok. Someone saw me on TikTok and gave away a car, the second car from a client. Favor started working in my life miraculously. It began opening doors. I began to access nations. By now, I have already spoken in 7 African nations. I'm still in school, but I've employed people. I have a school running in Kenya. And I wanted to come and say thank you to Apostle. I know he's watching. He talks about Miles Munro. He is my Miles Munro. He is my Miles Munro. Every time when I would sit in Kenya with my phone in a small room, I would watch him intentionally. And it was like a school. I would gather my friends, 10 of us, and we would sit in a room and we would write down the notes. Then the whole week we would meditate on those notes. Now those notes have birthed books. I have created 40 curriculums. I'm training political leaders in Kenya. I want to say thank you. And to the Koinonia family, all the people who share the videos of Apostle. You might not know what you're doing, that there are young people who are seated in different countries and they're inspired. We are killing poverty in Africa because of those sermons. And I believe that one day, Apostle will be traveling in nations and he will not even need any visa, because we will be so many presidents who are a product of his mentorship. We will be so many leaders who are a product of his mentorship. And to Apostle, thank you for getting born again. Thank you for accepting Jesus. Thank you for being intentional to prepare for sermons. Thank you for loving God. If men like you are not born, where would we be? May God bless you. To every pastor, to every person who is part of the team, may God bless you. May God bless you. May God bless you. May God bless you. And I pray that every young person in Nigeria, don't just see Apostle like a preacher. See him like a lecturer. See Koinonia like a school. Don't just see it like a church. This is a school for training leaders. It's a school for changing mindset. Don't just come in church. And to honor Apostle, we came up with a scholarship where every year we'll be sponsoring 1,000 young people to study public speaking. God bless you.